Hey everybody, we've been looking at some things about how to do different elements of platform games. In this one, I'm at a new game level and we're going to look at how to make enemy movement happen. So we're going to do a new level. I'm going to steal the hexadecimal color value here, copy, and all and paste. So now I've got that and I'm going to load this level. So some of this is just getting used to repeating things, like if I choose ground here and I say add to level, we're going to build this thing that does this. I'm going to add some barriers to keep my my player in place here. We're going to actually use an enemy in this time. So done cloning, and now we're going to add a new character. So the new character is going to be an enemy. Create, and we're going to call this enemy 1. We're going to make two types of enemies. In this level we're going to make one, but this one's going to, oops, we should probably edit that so it looks like an enemy. How about edit? That's sprite, and there's a built-in bunch of stuff. You could draw them yourself, you can import them. There's a few ways to do this, but I'm just going to grab my favorite one right now is this red fuzzy monster. It looks like a Muppet. So as we've done before, I'm going to say add an animation, create new, I'm going to call this run, and because it's the same name, it's okay because it's a property of this object. So we've done run as the name for a few other things, and that's okay. So let's see, I'm going to use my spot there. Okay, so now I'm going to add a frame, get frame 2, add a frame, and I'm clicking over here for frame 3. Get another new frame and add 4. So now if I play this, looks over here, kind of slow. Let's knock that down to about 3, and that makes me happy. So say okay. Now we need to make this guy go back and forth. So we're going to say behaviors, and this will be the first time we've made actually all the running behavior ourselves. With the player character, we added a bundle already. So if we say once, and this is going to create the property of its animation, which is called run. Now the only reason that the default here is run is because that's the only animation available for this object for now. So we do want to loop the animation because it's going to be running the whole time. There's a couple of other ways to do it, but this is our chosen method. So I'm going to click start on this, and it's going to loop. So if I test this, the little guy runs. Perfect. Okay, and now we're going to make him actually move. So this one we need a different trigger, and the different trigger we need is one that says always, all the time, constantly, and that is the trigger. It's named always. So always make him go. So we're going to get a property called velocity somewhere in here. I know it's there. There it is. So velocity, and we are going to operate in the forward direction, but we have to tell it how fast to go. Now our player is moving at a speed of 6. So I'm going to make this one just a little bit less or more. I don't know. Pick your choice. You can do it a few ways. So we're going to use a number for this. Numbers in the logic and math section right here. And we're going to do in. So the value for in goes to this. Now I will tell you this. I haven't really talked about this much in this series. But if I click on this and I open it up and say, what's this? It tells me everything I need to know about this particular object. So the object's current value, the inputs, what all these things do, outputs. So notice that the set will set the value to the input value. Nothing is output. So an input is something that will make it go to the outside. So there's a few ways to combine those, but all we care about right now is making this the value that we want. I'm going to go with 5, and we're going to set this to forward. Now you'll notice, however, that only makes him go straight through the wall. The reason he went straight through the wall is that I forgot something. Going back to the piece and the physics, we're going to make it movable, solid, affected by gravity. I think that's what I need. I can't remember. Let's see. Let's say okay. Run it. And there he stops. So let's stop this. So again, gets to the wall. Because he's movable, that means he's going to hit other objects within the same level of the game, or the same layer, if you will. So now he doesn't turn around and go back. So to make him turn around and go back, we're going to do a very simple thing. As we say always, we're also going to look for, or actually, we're going to get a new trigger. The new trigger is collision, and when he collides with, hopefully I named the wall. Yeah, I totally didn't. So I think it's ground. Oh, good, ground. So sometimes I'll make separate objects for the walls, but right now we're just gonna get through it. And you don't have to get that fancy with these. You really don't. So we're gonna say when he hits the wall, we're gonna make him flip, and it's a really simple thing. So properties, and there's a flip right there, and we're gonna use toggle. So toggle means every time he hits something, make him just flip and go the other way. Let's try it out. Run it. Oh, something's going wrong here. Oh, because he's hitting the ground. Ah, okay. So let's check this out. Because he's hitting the ground, he's standing on it, he's constantly going back and forth. So I'm going to take these all out and make a separate object for the wall. Because the ground is just not working out that way. So we're going to get this. I'm going to click here and create. And here we're going to make some ground. So choose browse. I'm going to go with pixel blocks here. And grab something. I never liked the fact that it looks kind of relief, so well, let's just call it good right there. So, oops, download. That was a bad idea. Somehow I goofed. Okay, so now I've got a ground piece, and we can now clone this. So cloning the pieces. There we go. And I got one wrong where I didn't want it to go. So done cloning. Let's go here and delete that one. So now everything's the way it should be. So if we play this now, he's still going back and forth. Do you know why? Because it still says to pay attention right in the ground. And he's standing on the ground, so he's going to flip back and forth the whole time. So the behaviors for this, instead of saying the collision hits the ground, we are going to say when he hits the wall, which I forgot to name. Genius. Okay, let's try something. Notice I switched to new type 7. If we go back out there, and we choose this object, and we now name it, which I always got to name your stuff. Let's call this wall. I got it. Wall. There we go. So now let's go back in here to this, and let's see if that changed the name automatically or not. And new type 7. So it may not even work. Let's just switch this to wall, which it is now. I knew what that was. And so now moving these all up out of the way. Run it. Hits the wall. Goes back. Hits the wall. Goes back. Alright, so what if we put him up on a platform where he could fall? That's what we're going to cover in our last element of games tutorial in the next one. Okay.